Welcome into the Commanders Report. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Today was the first day of Commanders training camp practice in Ashburn, Virginia. And today I've got my notes on first day of training camp practice and the things that you guys need to know as we look forward to day 2 of Commanders training camp this year. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we're going to be giving you guys extensive coverage on the Washington Commanders training camp all throughout the week, all throughout the next month or so, leading up to the start of the 2025 NFL season. Of course, we'll have our live watch parties for every single Commanders preseason game as well. So if you guys want to kind of track how things are going at camp, which players are impressing, which ones aren't, how are the lineups shaking out, we'll have all that information for you guys on a daily basis for free on this channel. So join the fastest growing Commanders news channel anywhere on YouTube by clicking that subscribe button and joining the Commanders Report family today. All right, so we'll start here with Coach Dan Quinn, who took the podium this morning before the start of practice. Of course, he had a press conference with GM Adam Peters yesterday, but he did give an update, more in-detail update on Sam Cosmi, the starting right guard, and his status after his major injury that he suffered last year towards the end of the year. And Coach Q says that a return for week 1 for Sam Cosmi, which was previously thought to not be in the cards, is now quote-unquote on the table because of how well Cosmi's rehab is going. And of course, if you're a Commanders fan, that is the best news you could possibly hear, because Cosmi, as we know, is one of the best overall guards in the National Football League. And the sooner this team can get him on the field back fully healthy, the better. No, I don't think the Commanders are going to rush anything here. I think they understand that it's more important to have a fully healthy Cosmi at the end of the season than it is to have him at the beginning of the season. They accounted for him to potentially not be ready week 1 with the additions that they have made along the offensive line during the offseason. So we'll see how Sam Cosmi and his injury status kind of progresses as training camp continues, whether or not he's going to be able to participate and how much he's going to be able to participate as we get closer and closer to the season. But obviously he will be plugged in immediately as this team's starting right guard whenever he is ready to go. Until then, it's going to be a competition here in camp between guys like Andrew Wiley, Nick Allegretti, Nate Herbig, among others, Trent Scott, to fill that starting right guard spot. Right now, I would probably say Nick Allegretti has the inline road to win that position at the start of camp. He starts out in the pole position is how I would say it, but this is a race, this is a competition, and whoever wins that competition throughout camp in the preseason, and whoever shows the most promise there is going to be the one that's starting at right guard for the Washington Commanders week 1 versus the New York Football Giants. Now onto my practice notes here, where first and foremost, guys, Jayden Daniels looks every bit as advertised and just as good as he did last year, if not even better. He wasted no time throwing darts down the field all practice long and during the team periods. His first throw of practice today was a long dime down the field into the end zone over the shoulder to Deebo Samuel in a play that really caught the eyes of the people in attendance. Obviously, seeing Deebo get that touchdown catch and making that contested grab is something that you want to see from Deebo after trading a 5th-round pick for him this offseason. Apparently, he had a really good OTA period where he was there for voluntaries and he was there for mandatory minicamp as well, where he did a really good job in the team periods. Of course, Terry McLaurin was not at practice today. He is still seeking a new contract from the team and is currently holding out of training camp practices, so nothing to report when it comes to Terry McLaurin. But Deebo Samuel did have a good day out there. But another receiver that caught the eyes of people in attendance was Ja'Cory Brooks, the UDFA out of Louisville. Brooks was the number 1 target for now Saints quarterback Tyler Shuck, who was the Saints' 2nd-round pick this year. And Brooks was he was really the only competent receiver in that Louisville wide receiver room last year. He goes undrafted. And he lands here in Washington. He made 2 touchdown grabs today, one from Jayden Daniels with the first-team offense, by the way, and then the other one with Marcus Mariota with the backups. So it's good to see Ja'Cory Brooks is out there making some nice catches in the end zone, and that's the type of thing that he's going to have to do if he's going to make this final roster. He's going to have to do that in preseason games. He's going to have to consistently do that throughout these practices in Ashburn, and he definitely got off to a good start today. Another rookie that really made a splash was Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. He had an absolutely disgusting juke when he was working with the backups during team periods today, where he made, I think it was Ben Nickel, just absolutely lose his ankles on a juke that was just absolutely disgusting, and he took it to the house. He has really been known for what he's brought to the table in terms of his jump cuts, in terms of making guys miss, and then the long speed and the big playability. If he's as advertised once we get to these preseason games and into the season, he's looking like he could be a real steal in the 7th round for the Washington Commanders this year. First-round rookie Josh Connerly Jr. was working with the second team today. It does appear that Coach Quinn is going to force him to earn his starting position this year, which is exactly the way that I think it should be. You don't want to throw out a rookie out there too early, and you don't want him to feel too entitled to that position. Andrew Wiley has been this team's starter for multiple seasons, and I think the approach is that Connerly's going to have to take the job from him. And I like that approach from Coach Q here, making the rookie earn everything he gets. And I do think by the end of camp, we are seriously discussing Connerly being the first team right tackle once we head into week 1. Onto the defensive side of the ball, Tyler Owens was working as the starting Bandit safety today in the team periods. We have talked about the Bandit safety and that role within Dan Quinn's defense extensively throughout this offseason. And we've speculated that Jordan McGee, a linebacker, might play that role. We've speculated that Tyler Owens might play that role, Dominique Hampton. And I do think it's a true competition. I think that we will see multiple people in that role rotating in. I think they'll do a lot of stuff with that in the preseason games to kind of get a feel for who is the best fit to replace Jeremy Chinn as that quote-unquote bandit safety that plays in the box, that plays in the middle of the defense, and is kind of just that roamer, reading the eyes of the quarterback and kind of just being that type of player. Of course, Jeremy Chinn played that role last year for the Commanders. Ron Kearse played this role for a long time in Dan Quinn's defense in Dallas. Now they're looking for their new bandit safety, and Tyler Owens definitely has the physical profile to be your starting bandit this year. He's got the size to play in the box and be a true impact as a run defender, at least theoretically, and he's definitely got the speed and athleticism as well to hold up in coverage. So this team, they have a high level of belief in Tyler Owens, and last year he didn't play a whole lot, and it was very much a developmental year for Owens, but they did let Jeremy Chinn go to the Raiders. They haven't made any other big-time additions at that position, and it's been a big question mark heading into camp. Who is going to take that third safety role alongside Will Harris and Quan Martin back there in the secondary? And it appears, at least to start camp, that the answer to that question is Tyler Owens. So we'll see how he plays in that role throughout camp. And also, speaking of some interesting new things that we saw today formationally, the Commanders went out in a new NASCAR package today in situational drills today, where they had Von Miller and Frankie Louvu as their edge rushers, and then they had Dorrance Armstrong and Daron Payne as their interior linemen. So that appears to be the new NASCAR package for Dan Quinn, and who's very well known for that NASCAR package that he deployed in Dallas. He did a lot of stuff with Louvu as a rusher last year here in Washington as well, and it appears like Von Miller, Frankie Louvu, Dorrance Armstrong, and Daron Payne, at least to start camp, is going to be that group that is that NASCAR package, which is a lighter front, but it's a pass. It's a very pass rush heavy and dependent front that you do on pass heavy downs, on third downs, to try to get the opposing offense off the field. Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. are awesome at deploying that package, so very excited to see how those four are going to work together this year. Another thing that stood out to me was Javon Kinlaw's bull rush. He got a couple of wow plays going up against Brandon Coleman in team periods today. Now, it's hard to know for sure until the pads come on, but Javon Kinlaw's power is certainly something that the Commanders are very intrigued by. It's why they gave him all that money this offseason in free agency, despite maybe a lack of production in his career, because they believe in that physical skill set that made him a first-round pick in San Francisco all those years back. So very intrigued by Kinlaw. I think it was a very good start for the offense today. Very intrigued to see what's going to be happening the rest of the week. What different kinds of stuff are they going to be doing in the team drills? But today was very much an offensive-centric day. Lots of touchdowns. Jayden Daniels, of course, was the star of the show. And I'm excited to see more from Deebo Samuel, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and all those guys. And I'm going to continue to be intrigued by how they kind of rotate guys in at the safety position. Is this bandit safety job Tyler Owens's, or are they going to be making this a full-time competition? We'll have the answers to those questions in the days to come, guys. We'll let you guys know everything that's going on at Commanders practices this week and every week leading up to the 2025 NFL season. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we will have daily practice reports on this channel for you guys to enjoy for free. So click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Until next time, guys, go raise some hail.